T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. He's your only black friend, so he's your best black friend. I want you to ignore it as a black friend, because black friends are rare, as you should be aware. He smiles like Richard Pryor, so just sit and stare. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.
Hello everybody, welcome to yet another episode of Tyler Preston Live. And of course, I have a lot of stuff to talk about for you guys, so without further hesitation, let's share the screen, and of course, I'll just start talking about various topics from the White House to Cuba and anything in between. So the first thing I'm going to see, of course, is this video that comes directly from the press secretary of the White House. Now, what's so interesting about this whole entire video is that she's arguing right now that it's the right for the government to control free speech on the internet. And so, without further hesitation, let's check out the video and just see how everything is going to play out.
Yesterday, for how long has the administration been spying on people's Facebook profiles looking for vaccine misinformation?
Well, that was quite a loaded and inaccurate question, which
I'm kind of curious, how is it a really loaded question? Just two press conferences before, she's basically mentioned how she is working with Facebook to actually, censor certain speech they consider to be misinformation in regard to the coronavirus. And so he's actually perfectly representing what her views were. So it's not actually, a lie to say that out loud.
I would refute. Well, Peter, first of all, as you know, we're in a regular touch with a range of media outlets. Let me finish. As we are in regular touch with social media platforms. This is publicly open information, people sharing information online, just as you are all reporting information on your news stations.
But, okay, so these 12 people who you have on a list, 12 individuals, do they know that somebody at the Surgeon General's office is going through their profile?
I'm happy to get you the citation of where that comes from. There's no secret list. I will tell you that these are people who are sharing information on public platforms on Facebook, information that is traveling, is inaccurate. Our biggest concern here, and I frankly think it should be your biggest concern, is the number of people who are dying around the country because they're getting misinformation that is leading them to not take a vaccine.
But
young people, old people, kids, children, this is all a lot of them are being impacted by misinformation.
The thing about misinformation, though, is that that's pretty much subjective. What you consider to be misinformation for you may not be misinformation for other people. Now, naturally, of course, when it comes down to the whole entire coronavirus and vaccine case, obviously, I think people are in their right to choose whether to have the vaccine or not. And so naturally, because some people have certain symptoms that may cause a reaction from the coronavirus vaccine, it's actually in their best interest for them, at least, to not take the vaccine. Also, of course, when it comes down to the whole entire issue, It's just so weird to have a government actually, trying to, convince these sort of media giants to go after people for their speech. So whether they like it or not, I think of course when it comes down to this sort of issue with big companies being controlled by government, that the First Amendment should automatically apply to those kind of groups. And so that includes people who want to discuss whether or not, the vaccine is effective or not. So this idea that the government is actually wanting to go after the vaccine kind of discussion is kind of crazy to me. First, and by the way, hey Tyler, hey man, how you doing? But let's continue with the video.
Big concern, though, I think, for a lot of people on Facebook is that now this is Big Brother watching you.
They're more concerned about that than people dying across the country because of a pandemic where misinformation is traveling on social media platforms. That feels unlikely to me.
She literally is acting like big government right now. Well, you see all that kind of stuff that they're discussing online, does prove that we need to definitely step in and actually control what people say when people do. Once again, it is so stupid, really stupid to have absolute control about what people do and say, because obviously people are in their rights to, of course, discuss these type of issues. And so I do in fact believe that fundamental rights like free speech supersedes some sort of, misinformation and kind of stuff. It's not the government is not the arbiter of truth, really. Oh, exactly, Ernest. Exactly. I agree.
If you have the data to back that up, I'm happy to discuss it.
About things that are on Facebook, I looked this morning. There are videos of Dr. Fauci from 2020 before anybody had a vaccine, and he is out there saying there's no reason to be walking around with a mask. So is the administration going to contact Facebook and ask them to take that down?
Well, first, I think what Dr. Fauci has said himself, who's been quite public out there, is that science evolves, information evolves, and we make that available in a public way to the American people.
Exactly.
I have never seen any data to suggest that the vaccines cause infertility. That is information that is irresponsibly traveling. Okay.
Just one more. Sorry. Excuse me, just one more. Okay, about the science evolving. Facebook used to block people from posting that COVID may have originated for a lab. That is something this president now admits is a possibility. So is there any concern that things you're trying to block or have taken down might someday turn out to be?
We don't take anything down. We don't block anything. Facebook.
But like you literally just said right here, that she go at their posts that she considered to be misleading. Because in the past, like Feisty did say not to wear masks before he said wear masks. And so was he not spreading misinformation back then? I'm just kind of curious. Let's see. Hey, people, just join. What y'all debating about right now? So right now, I'm just watching a video where basically there is this reporter going to the press secretary and saying that you're actually violating free speech because the government is actually, telling Facebook to remove certain posts based upon the vaccine. That's what we're debating about so far.
And any private sector company makes decisions about what information should be on their platform. Our point is that there is information that is leading to people not taking the vaccine, and people are dying as a result. And we have.
Again, you guys are not the arbiter of truth about what is information that's good or bad, because ultimately, I don't want any sort of government telling me what to do or what to say, because whether you like that speech or not, that's still protected by the First Amendment. And if governments are going to tell and force companies to remove posts, they should be applying the First Amendment to those companies. People often argue, of course, that private companies are, not subject to the First Amendment because they're private companies. Well, literally, we have a government right now that's trying to say what is good and not good. So it's so weird to force, your personal standards on to everybody else. It's so weird. Oh, I have heard that happen to me, but on YouTube as well, even with non-COVID related posts. Exactly. It seemed that any post containing scientific information is getting censored. For example, the other day, I was talking to some bloke about orbits, and the moment that I put a formula proof, exactly, all comments disappeared. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, it's true. Like any sort of, controversial discussion, it's always going to be like, some sort of censorship going on with the whole entire stuff with YouTube or whatever. So now this next thing I'm going to show you guys is this link right here. So it's going to load up in 1 minute. Yes, 1 minute right here, and then I'll show you guys what the whole entire post really is. Just gonna load up 1 second. Oh, this is from Joe Biden too about the whole entire like Facebook stuff. So hold on.
What's your message to platforms like Facebook? They're killing people. I mean, look, the only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated. And they're killing people.
Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. Like, it's one thing, of course, to say, well, that guy might have spread misinformation because of the COVID vaccine. But to sit here and say that, Facebook actually, endorsed those kind of posts, that's not true. That's like not true in the slightest. If this is Biden, are we gonna see him blasting CGI mics? Yeah, that's kind of funny. Like I saw that video one time, and it was like the weirdest thing ever because, like, oh my god, those kind of mic stains going through Biden, like that was pretty, interesting to say the least. Very, very interesting. Hold on, there's like one more thing, like a lot of stuff actually I'm gonna share. Okay, let's try to load this one up. Let's see, what is this? Okay, this is about like critical race theory. So, what is critical race theory really, and why it is so important? Kimberly Kensraw set the record straight on critical race theory, and the race disinformation campaign in our latest video. Watch and share. Okay, this better be good. This better be good, guys. Let's see, one more thing. On COVID, even one life is too many on vax. It's a small percentage, not a big deal.
If you Google critical race theory today, you're likely to encounter a slew of misinformation and fear-mongering from the right.
Critical race theory is a Marxist doctrine that rejects the vision of Martin Luther King Jr.
But it's literally true. Like, critical race theory is based upon the idea of critical theory, which in turn came from the Frankfurt School, which in turn has basis in Marxism. So I hate to say it, but Donald Trump is right. He was right about this.
Just because I do not want critical race theory taught to my children in school does not mean that I'm a racist.
CRT.
And that woman is true. Like, just because people oppose critical race theory does not mean that they're racist. I agree.
He looks beyond individual acts of racism and bigotry and instead grapples with the structures and histories that have embedded racism into law and more broadly into society. Developed by a diverse group of anti-racist legal scholars in the 70s and 80s, critical race theory is a practice, a way of seeing connections between America's racial history and present-day inequality. We can't fight for racial justice if we can't see, speak, and learn about racial injustice.
This whole entire video did not answer the question about what is critical race theory. Like, I actually have more questions than, like, answers from that video, but I'm not surprised really, because usually when they talk about critical race theory, they try to be as broad as possible. So that video did not actually help me at all in the slightest. In fact, I learned more during research by myself than actually watching that video. So, wait, I already reloaded that video. Hold on. Let me try to look for something else. It was like a different thing where basically it was some sort of class that they were actually promoting for critical race theory. Okay, there it is. What is critical race theory and why has it become the center of an intense political attack? Explore this question and more at the AAPF CRT Summer School from August the 10th to the 14th. For more information and to apply, visit aapf.org/CRT Summer School. So literally, you have a summer school for CRT, and they're telling us that they're not teaching kids CRT. Hello, hey there, how you doing, man? Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, they have a freaking summer school for CRT, but they're telling us that there's no such thing as CRT in school. I just love like the whole entire, kind of, double sync here. Well, you see, we're not really teaching CRT, but we do have CRT. So what is it really? So it's just so strange that all of this is happening. Now, this one is actually based upon COVID too. So let's see the whole entire overreaction. Hey Tyler, hey man, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream.
I'm so fucking done with this world. I'm so tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of this selfish, idiotic behavior. I have 1, 2, I have 3 fucking inhalers.
You know, it's kind of funny because like when I was a kid, I actually used to have an inhaler too, but 3 of them though, like no freaking way, 3 inhalers at the same. That's crazy. Let's see. I mean, they're right. It's not in school. It's in summer school, and that's one extra word. So for them to be technically right, so gotta love that logic. Yeah, yeah.
And I also have to carry this fucking iron lung with me anywhere I goddamn go, just in case if these don't work, and you have the nerve to tell me that you have a doctor's note not to wear this. If any doctor gave you that, it's because you're that fucking weak you can't wear a piece of cloth.
I mean, dude, like I find it so funny that she is so upset. Like the way that she just overreacts in her videos just to be upset does not seem legit to me. It seems like it's all acted to me. Like sometimes when I make my videos, I do exaggerate sometimes for you guys to be funny. But like I could tell like when someone's actually really exaggerated. And like she does not seem really, upset to me. She's just doing a performance. Like, dude, why is it so funny that she's upset? Like, I think it's because it's a performance, not necessarily real. She is trying to sound angry and super offended and stuff. Yeah.
You're a fucking selfish bitch! And if
Oh my god, man. That is like, wow.
If your husband does that too in public, I hope you both catch COVID!
Oh, that's really nice of you. That's like really, really nice. She's definitely acting. I could tell. She is just definitely acting from here.
I hope you both understand how serious this is! My 4-year-old needs me! My disabled husband who broke his spine in 2016 fucking needs me! I'm the only one doing anything at my house because they need me! And you're selfish trying to take me away from them!
Yeah, that woman needs some sort of chill pills. Like, seriously. Now, this whole series of clips I'm going to show you guys is probably the weirdest thing I possibly have ever seen. Because it deals with, trans people and one of them actually giving birth. And so, this has to be, the strangest video I have possibly seen in a long time. So, there's a series of videos in this thread, so let's go by it one by one in this thread, and now I'll just give my reactions.
Anyone to produce any milk? Feeding our family.
Oh, I put it over here.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. That's okay. because we're going to supplement the feeding with formula so that my baby's still getting the nutrients that they need, but I'm still feeling hopeful. I appreciate you so much for all your work. And I appreciate you also, baby. I couldn't have done it without you.
I mean, given that their biological sex are like, completely different, like let's see, the trans woman right here is obviously a biological man right there, and then the biological woman is the man right there. So it just does not make any sense to me why they put the baby near like the trans girl's breast instead of the trans man's breast, because it's obvious like the baby is not going to get any sort of milk right there. I can tell you that much based upon their biology. Okay, there's like another one here.
DC is forcing me to label myself as the mother, and that's not the case. Patrona is the mother.
Trans women can be mothers.
DC is inside of me right now. There's a part of me that sees this pregnancy as like masculine. It's like very much for me not a feminine feeling.
Mm-hmm. He just left the hospital right now.
Yeah, so they totally thought Patrona was the pregnant one and not me. It didn't even speak to me. And I just felt like
They just made assumptions, making an assumption from the very beginning without even asking our names, not asking a thing about us.
I'm the one that's waking up every hour, having to pee, and like the one's been throwing up and like going through all this crap.
I think the main reason why, of course, the people at the hospital probably assume like, the genders is because of the appearance. And so unless you actually tell the hospital people that you're actually transgender, they're just going to look at your appearance and assume that you're like, man or woman. So it's like, that is like super weird, Let's see, pregnancy by its very definition is like femininity. I agree. Like when that trans person said that like is about masculinity, I was confused too. Because like pregnancy is just only happens to a biological woman. And so because that woman transitioned to a trans man, obviously the biological body gonna produce that baby, so because it's like a woman. So let's see, I mean, seahorse are the only species where the man gets pregnant that I know of so far. Exactly. Male seahorses don't get pregnant, they carry the babies for the females. Oh, okay, interesting. Let's go down for like one more video, okay? Like, oh god. Is this like the birth video? Oh god, I hope it's not graphic.
But the cords, trying to come out.
It's okay, baby.
They're completely out. Can I bring them out? Yes.
They refer to the baby as like Day. Oh my god. They actually like refer to the baby as Day. Not he, not she, but Day. If you guys actually heard it. So, oh my god.
Oh my god. Put the cords. Oh no. Oh no.
It's okay, baby.
Okay. Can you do it at home?
Yeah, can you help me lift up my leg? Oh my gosh.
They're so cute.
Are they breathing? I don't hear any crying, and that starts to raise the blood pressure. Like I know I should be hearing them cry by now. Come on, babe. Put them on me. Can you tell them I'm on their back? Oh no. Roll them and rub me right there. Come on, babe.
This whole entire thing is like so weird. This is like the weirdest thing I possibly have ever seen. Oh my god, this child is gonna be one messed up person. Yeah, I think they're actually gonna be super confused. Okay, let's see. Why did he always tell us as getting pregnant though? I have no idea. What am I looking at the screen? I'm used to people saying it for babies, not day. Exactly. Like when you don't really know what kind of gender something is, I hear people say all the time, it. I don't hear day, I only hear it. So it's just so weird to call the baby day and not a it. But anyway, that's some sort of like, linguistics kind of games they're using right now. Now, the next video we're going to see is actually like some sort of clip that's from like Robert D'Angelo, the person behind like White Fragility. And more recently, she did like an interview where basically it was talking about her new book called White Like Nice Racism. Now, if I get a chance to get the book, obviously, of course, I want to review it on my channel as soon as possible. I don't want to buy the book, obviously, but if somebody in the comment section down below can send me like a PDF of this book, please do so in the private chats on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, because I do not want to pay for this book at all. I'm serious, guys. Like, I don't want to pay for this book. So if any of you guys have a PDF, please send me the PDF of this book. Robert D'Angelo is publishing her new book, Nice Racism. This time she seemed to be set on going after white progressives. Here she is stating as a white progressive, she still has some sort of form of white nationalism in her, and now she has a racist ideology and stereotypes in her head. So let's see it.
Will kind of flip between the two books, but in the new book you talk about some of these patterns, and there was so many of them, and I didn't even know. I struggled to pick out one, and I thought, you know what, maybe we'll talk about all of them. But one of them was this idea of carefulness, and I could only imagine that it's biting your tongue or watching what you say or being overly self-aware or self-conscious, perhaps to the detriment, maybe. Can you define what you mean by carefulness?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm talking specifically about what I would term white progressives, folks like you and I that care deeply for social justice, that see ourselves as committed to social justice, that would never want to hurt anyone across race, who are absolutely not white nationalists and don't relate to white nationalists. And yet we all play a part. Right. So a lot of my work is to have each person not exempt themselves. Right. My manifestation of this socialization is different than if I was a white nationalist, but I still do have some form of it. Right. None of us are outside of it. And there are just very consistent patterns. One of them is carefulness. And it's carefulness that basically has us inauthentic. Right. So we are so careful not to say the wrong thing or make a mistake that we end up being reserved. Now, let me give you a little story that really brought that home for me. I was talking to a friend of mine who is Black, and I was saying, I know I have all this racist ideology in my head. I have these racist stereotypes and ideas. And I thought the goal was to be really careful not to let those out, right? I was telling her that sometimes I worried that I would relax too much and then out would slip some of this awful stuff that I've internalized. And she just looked at me for a really long time and then finally said, Robin, do you think we can't tell when you're being careful?
That whole entire video was so strange because I don't understand like how this person and also Candy are super influential for anti-racism, because right now they're using her books to, apply it to everywhere in the government and other places for like this sort of anti-racist training. Wait, a comment right here. Nice racism. Wait, what? I ain't heard this before. What's it about? I have no idea what the book is about. I never read it. But I'm assuming it's actually directed towards like, white people who are like progressive. So I guess that's what the book's about. I'm pretty sure that the book is going to be just as bad as like White Fragility. And matter of fact, I actually reviewed the book on my channel. And the whole entire book for white fragility was just terrible. So if you guys are kind of curious about my thoughts about white fragility, I made a video about that on my channel. Let's see. Robert DeAngelo did something right. She is a racist like everybody else who disagree with her. Exactly. Exactly. Or maybe it's just because he's actually racist. Exactly. That one too. I actually agree. It's self-flagellation for progressives. Yes. Exactly. But now the final series of stuff I'm gonna show you guys for this live stream is actually based about Cuba. Now, my last live stream of K-Possible Podcast, by the way, hello, Ernest, right here. Now, my last episode with K-Possible Podcast, we talked about various stuff about like Cuba and what's things going on in Cuba. So if you guys are curious about what's going on in full detail, look at that live stream for more detail. But I'm going to show you guys a series of streets that I found in regards to Cuba. That's like a bit of an update for that live stream if you guys are kind of curious. So without further hesitation, let's look at the tweets that's been going on for like this hashtag SOS Cuba. And it's going to load up right here. It is going to load up. Now, this one is actually a message from like a Cuban person that actually live in Cuba. And so let's hear the message out loud for you guys. It's entirely in English, it's not in Spanish.
Ounces food who lives in Cuba. I'm Cuban, and as a Cuban who lives in Cuba, I would like to send a message to President Biden. We are not demanding 17 more pounds of food or bags or whatever. We are demanding our freedom, our democracy. Please help us. Time has come. I'm Cuban.
Okay, this was like the video from one Cuban. So there's also like a few more that I also have to share with you guys for the SOS Cuba hashtag. So this one right here is going to load up 1 second. Now the sign right here says like Miguel Diaz Carcel Asesino. Now Miguel Diaz, I guess that's refers to like that's the president of like Cuba, and Asesino means like murderer or killer. So they're calling him like a killer, a murderer for this sign right here. Now this sign right here says "Free Cuba." Nos están matando, which means like they're killing us. So that sign said that they're killing us and free Cuba. And this sign right here says like Miguel Diaz Carcel Asesino, which means like, yeah, he's like a murderer. So let's go to the next one. Hold on. This one goes to the, this one right here. Like a Now, this one says right here, like if we want to, if we want to be quiet, they want to kill us. If we want to talk, they want to kill us. So we decided to talk so that we won't be like silent. That's what the sign said right here. So this is actually a reference to like what's going on in Cuba. That's what the sign said. To repeat it again, if we want to talk, if we want to be silent, they want to kill us. If we want to talk, we want to kill us. So we decided to talk so that they won't kill us in silence or something like that. Yeah, to kill us. Now this one right here, yeah, it's like 4 more things left, and then I'll probably turn off the live stream. So this one right here is hold on, I'm gonna look at it. Now this talks about the embargo stuff. So it's like a long list, and I think it's pretty cool, so I'm going to read it out loud. The embargo does not prohibit fishermen in Cuba from fishing. The dictatorship does. The embargo does not confiscate what they harvest from the farmers. The dictator does. The embargo does not prohibit Cubans on the islands from doing business freely. The dictatorship does. The embargo does not destroy each sugar mill, textile factory, shoe store, canning factory. The dictatorship does. The embargo is not the reason Cubans are sent American dollars and are instead of giving worthless pesos or CUCs, the dictator is. The embargo is not the reason Cubans are being beaten and imprisoned for thinking differently. The dictatorship is. The embargo is not the reason that there are hundreds of political prisoners who have committed any crime the dictator is. The embargo is not the reason new hotels are built and the roofs fall off of Cubans' heads the dictatorship is. The embargo is not the reason hospitals in Cuba are unsanitary and unavailable the dictatorship is. The embargo is not guilty of having water in the houses or not maintaining the adductive system the dictatorship is. The communist regime has been enriching its government for 62 years and destroying all of Cuba. No embargo or sanctions from the US can control that. That was a really good message right here. That's like a really, really, really good message right here. Yeah, it's like if we stay silent, they kill us. If they speak, they kill us. So then we decided to speak so they won't die in silence. Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah. But thanks anyway, though. Yeah, let's see. What's sad is that there are so many Western apologists for the regime. Most of them are the same people who shout, defund the police. Exactly, dude. Like, what's so sad about all of this, really, is that Black Lives Matter actually, show some sort of support for Fidel Castro. Matter of fact, hold on, give me 1 minute, guys. I'm going to search for the exact tweet for Black Lives Matter because there was like this tweet that was dug up from like many years ago from that organization, and they actually, flat out said that they support Fidel Castro. And hold on, let me try to find that tweet. Oh my God, hold on. It's like somewhere all the way down here. I've been posting like a lot of tweets lately, so sorry guys for like the wait here. So hold on. Where is that post for like black? Oh, there it is. I found it. I found it right here. Now this one right here says like rest in power Fidel Castro. This was published on November the 26th, 2016. So they outright just stated right here that they actually support the Cuban regime by saying rest in power Fidel Castro. And that is crazy though. Like they said, to fund the police, right, for like, the American police, but at the same time, they support like, police state like the Cuban government. It doesn't make any sense why there's such inconsistency at all, because honestly, like what's happening in Cuba is way worse. And not just that though, but many of the past quotations, like from people like Castro, as well as like Che Guevara, were probably like the most homophobic and racist stuff you could possibly read. Like read any type of quotation from Che Guevara, read any type of quotation from like Fidel Castro. Like they are like the most racist, homophobic stuff you could possibly read. But Black Lives Matter somehow supports that kind of stuff. It's just so weird. Like, of course, everybody like you were just going after that whole entire post. It was like so funny. Like everybody and their mom was just going after that post. It's just so freaking crazy. Let's see. Archive the tweet before delete it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me copy the tweet right here. I'm going to go to like Internet Archive. Hold on. Internet Archive to like archive that tweet. Hold on. It's gonna probably take a while to load. Sorry guys, like the internet kind of slow right now. Okay, let me gonna wait for all this. Let's see. Internet Archive, Wayback Machine. So I'm gonna post it right here. You know what? Like there's like a lot of people that saved it. So yeah, there's like a lot of people that saved that tweet. So no worries about it. I don't need to archive it at all. So yeah, like a lot of people actually archived the tweet. So never mind. Okay. They're the same crap. They are. They're all authoritarians who love to control these regimes have over their people. Exactly. All right, there's like two other, like, not two, but 3 other things I want to show you guys. Hold on. Got 3 more stuff, and then I'm going to probably terminate this live stream for you guys in regards to, like, Cuba. Now, this one, I'm going to play this video. It's, like, really good. I think it's, like, the best video I've seen for Cuba so far.
Not only is this this is a message to the world. We need to stand up, step up, but if you don't understand what's going on, then you need to wake the fuck up. Not only is this a Cuba event, a Cuba thing, this is a world event. This isn't about politics. This is about saving lives. This is about unity, not division. And bottom line, this is about taking action. Let me tell you something, why I'm frustrated and when I see everybody out there and doing what they're doing, which I love what they're doing. Okay? Because not only do we live for freedom, we ride for freedom, we die for freedom, but we motherfucking appreciate freedom. And it gets me hot, it bothers me, and it frustrates me to a certain extent, being a Cuban American and having a platform to speak to the world and not being able to help my own people, not being able to get them food, not being able to get them water, not being able to get them medicine, but most of all, not being able to help and really get them what they deserve, which is freedom. And this is my way of talking to the world. All world allies get together to help. Global businesses get together to help. People that we're so proud of, people such as Jeff Bezos, Cuban American, graduated from a high school in Miami, built one of the biggest companies in the world, the richest man in the world. He's somebody that can get involved and really help us on what we got. All we can do is create awareness, but politics are going to be politics. And while they figure out what they figure out, we need to figure out how to really help. We need to get creative. We need to figure out solutions while they're losing their lives over there literally for something that we wake up every day and appreciate, which is freedom. So to everybody out there, stand up, step up, and if you don't understand, get with the motherfucking program and wake up.
That was a great video, honestly. Like, all of that was like a great video. Let's see, make a video about like Andrew the Map, who is dangerous. He is a dangerous map and pedophile who wants to abuse children. Oh my god, I never heard about this person actually. That is crazy. Hold on, like, let me search for this guy real quick. Like, Andrew the Map. Is he like on YouTube? Like, Andrew the Map. What the fuck? Like, hold on. Where is Andrew the Map? Let me see, like, what's happening with this whole Andrew the Map thing. I'm, like, kind of scared to know what's actually happening. Hold on. Let me see if this is, like, the video for Andrew the Map. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay, so it's on YouTube. Let me try to search right now. Like, Andrew the Map. Let's see, Andrew. Oh my god, see, hold on. Andrew the Map. Okay, Andrew the Map. Yeah. Maybe later though, like, hold on. Maybe if I find him later, then I'll probably make a video about Andrew the Map. But right now, I cannot see this sort of guy. So after the live stream, post me like a link or something, like in the chat or something, and then I'll probably check it out. All right, there's like 2 other posts, and then I'm gonna sign out for good, guys. Like, sign out for good, because I'm kind of hungry right now. Let's see. It's gonna load up right here. 1 moment. Now this is like more like footage here of the Cuban people actually trying to free from like imprisoned protesters. So hold on. Okay, that was crazy. That was like, really, 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 really crazy. Really, really crazy, man. Now, first and foremost, like, it's so weird because, like, all those Cuban people going after prisoners is like, wow. And from that big truck is crazy. It's like every time I see like these protest videos, they get more and more crazy, but it's justified though because the Cuban people are suffering and they have no rights at all. They can't eat, they can't do free speech, they don't have free press. And so I do in fact believe, of course, that all this that they're doing right now is just justified because they have been like, of course, under tyrannic like dictatorship for like 60 plus years. Was that a military truck? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, this final thing I want to, show you guys is like a high note because I saw this tweet that came directly from a person from Puerto Rico. So, hold on, I'm gonna load up the tweet. It's entirely in Spanish, so I'm gonna read it out loud. Okay. Hoy en la casa alcaldía de San Juan, capital de Puerto Rico, izamos la bandera de Cuba en unión, solidaridad y humanidad con un pueblo valiente que lucha por sus derechos y levanta su voz en contra de un régimen dictatorial violento y opresivo. Okay, so basically it says like today at the Casa La Alcaldía de San Juan, the capital of Puerto Rico, we're waving the Cuban flag in union, solidarity, and brotherhood with brave people that fight for their rights and raise their voice and against like a dictator, like a violent, oppressive, like a dictatorial regime. That's what it says. Okay. And it's kind of funny, like, like Puerto Rico's like a United States territory, but they actually have a flag that's waving right now by the American flag and also like the Puerto Rico flag too. So why is it that a U.S. territory has more solidarity with the Cuban people than the United States? Like I haven't seen any sort of comments at all from any sort of person outside of Marco Rubio. So why is there like more intention and solidarity with the Cuban people and the U.S. territory than the actual U.S.? It does not make any sort of sense to me at all. I don't understand that whole entire, thing. I mean, like at least provide internet or something because like prior to this whole entire, access to internet, like it was really hard to find some sort of, footage of the harsh reality that the Cuban people are living in. And so by having like internet access, of course, that would actually, get more videos up there to show more people what kind of, brutality that the dictatorship actually has. So it's really crazy, man. Really, really, really crazy. Well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna terminate this live stream. It was like a lot of fun, but of course, like I'll see you guys in the next live stream, and hopefully, I'll probably find some more topics for you guys. Until next time, guys, take care. Ciao.